Hi team, I want to do a really quick video. I had done a call a while back and I had technical difficulties and was unable to record it. So I want to share really quick a little bit about that call. It was on Team Pages and I've been receiving a lot of questions about Team Pages recently. So I'm going to do my best to make this really short and sweet and try to cover all of the bases that I covered in the call. So, the objective of a team page is to bring value to your team, to connect your team, to communicate with your team, to motivate and encourage them. And I started my team page when I had 6 ambassadors. And the reason I did so was because I was the only person in my area who knew anything about Plexus as far as I knew. And my upline was in Dallas and I had no local support. So my 6 team members were local to me and I thought we needed a support system here. So that's why I started my team page when I did. That was my decision. But let's answer some common questions about team pages. And the first one of that is always, when should I start a team page? So there's no right or wrong answer here. What is clear is you need to do it when you feel you are ready to bring value to your team. And most importantly, it's when they're not getting something elsewhere. So if your team is getting great value from your uplines team page or your Jewel uplines team page, it's not necessary for you to start a team page. You can have a group chat. You can communicate with them many other ways. There's no need for you to open up a team page quite yet. It does make a difference if you're geographically separated. Like I said, I feel like it does, especially from the majority of your upline leaders. If you feel like you need to rally your local team a little better and hone in on those people, then by all means start a team page. But when you decide to start a team page, remember how much of a commitment it is. If you lack in your team posting, or you don't bring value, or you don't make time for it, you're quickly going to lose the interest of your team, and you're quickly going to lose any influence you have as far as a team page goes. You have to post on your team page often, and you have to bring value. You can copy and paste from people, you can copy and paste from your leaders, but don't do it all the time. And if all you're going to do is copy and paste what your upline has provided or what your Jewel upline has provided, then there's no need to have a separate page just for the same information. You don't want your team saying, well, I'm already getting that over here, so why am I going to go to your team page and see it again each and every time? The next question is, how do I know what to post on it? Like I said, you need to post something that's going to bring value. Don't post too much and don't post too little. Save the good stuff. Oftentimes you'll post for a great post on your team page and you'll see something great from your upline or something great will come out from corporate. And depending on the necessity of everyone seeing it is when you should post it. But if it's something great that you can save till later, then save it till later. It's kind of like our personal post. You may have already posted 2 or 3 times for the day, and then you see 1 or 2 fantastic posts and you really want to post them. Save them for the next day. You don't have to shove stuff down people's throat all the time just because you think it's great. Like I said, it's great to copy and post from your leaders, but make it in your verbiage. If you're going to copy something that your leader has put out there, try to reword it more in your language, because that's what your team relates to. That's how your friends are used to hearing from you. If you're talking in somebody else's verbiage, they're not going to get it, and it's not going to bring any value to them. Regulate your post. Be cautious with the welcomes, announcements, and those things are great. Those are the things you want to have on there. But no questions, no random, oh my gosh, I thought this was great for the team to see. You're the team page administrator. You're the information provider. You don't want everybody on your team sharing something that they think is great. While it is a wonderful effort and it is so sweet of them to think of your team, you can't have 100 people doing that each and every day. Your team page is going to get cluttered, and nobody's going to be able to find the things of value that you have provided for them. Do shout outs, recognize those that are working. I used to try to do a superstar of the week. My team got a little too big for that, but that's always a great thing to do. If you have a smaller team, recognize somebody that's working really hard. Maybe they're not ranking yet. Maybe they're not in the top PV, but they're really, really working hard and trying. Recognize them. Recognize everybody who is commission qualified the first week of the month. Recognize everybody who hits their 500 PV, whatever it is. Make your team feel connected. The next question is, how do I make mine better? Maybe you get no engagement or no comments. First, don't fret about that engagement. Don't worry that you're not getting enough engagement. What I have found is when team pages lack an engagement, it usually means there's not enough value being brought, or those that are on the page are not invested enough to realize that they have value in front of them. So post only the most valuable things on your page. Make your page the go-to place. If you find something that sparks interest that really resonates with your team and they're really engaged, keep that up. Keep that line of things up. If you have a Trivia Tuesday and ask what your favorite product is and you get tons of engagement and you never get engagement, then do Trivia Tuesday every single Tuesday and make sure you ask those great questions that everybody's interested in. Take an opportunity to make your team page fun and interesting. There's Monday Motivation, Trivia Tuesday, like I said, Wellness Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Training Thursday, Fabulous Friday. There's all kind of great ideas you can come up with. Those are just a few. I've seen some really great things on team pages. The next question is, who gets added to what team pages and when? When you have a brand new personally sponsored ambassador, I recommend that you add them to your page if you have one. And if you're not a jewel, then your nearest jewel or diamond ambassador that you get the most value from their page. And the reason I say that is because if it's a page you frequent, it's a page that you get a lot of your information from, that's where you want your people so that you can communicate with them. So you can say, hey, did you see that post in Haley's page about the shipping issue? I just wanted to make sure you saw it. I, realized that they're doing something. I know you had an issue yesterday with that, whatever it is. But that way you can communicate easier because you can reference the page that you are both on and both getting value from. It's a great idea to add your jewel upline to your page, especially one that you value their mentorship. You want them on there to kind of keep an eye on things for you. Maybe there's a question that you can't quite answer and you can message them and say, hey, somebody referenced, I had posted a video and somebody asked a question about it in the comments and I don't know what to say. And they can go look and give you a good answer to come back with. Or, they can say, hey, that post you just posted, I don't think that that's compliant. I saw it floating around and I think it's a great idea, but it's not quite compliant, so you might want to take that off your team page before it spreads. Whatever it may be, it's always great to have an upline on there, especially if they're a jewel or a diamond. So why is it important to have a team page? It provides motivation, information, and insight for your team. You want to join them together and connect. It builds a team environment, a team culture, and when people feel like they're a part of something bigger than they are, they get excited. It is fun for them. This also helps you builds you up as a leader in everyone's eyes. But just because you are in someone's upline, it does not make you a leader. That is an earned title. Being a leader is an earned position, and you earn that by bringing value to your downline. So if you feel the need to start a page so that you can become a leader, that is not how you go about doing it. That's not something that's going to automatically make you a leader. And realize what a commitment it is to post each and every day. You have your personal post, you have some other groups I'm sure you're in that you need to engage in, and then to put on top of that a team page where you have to work really hard to bring value. I know myself and a lot of my really top senior leaders work really hard to bring value to their team page. It's not an easy process. It's something, I don't ever post any videos, any conference calls, anything like that on my team page that I have not personally listened to first and gotten value from it. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not going to do. And if I listen to something and I don't think it's worth 10 or 20 minutes of your time, I'm not going to share it on my team page. So make it important, make it a page that you can relate to, and you set the example for those in your downline of how they should run their team page. So what should you do if you have kind of sat back and watched some really strong legs under you start their team pages? And now that you've kind of progressed and you've decided, hey, I want to work the business, hey, maybe I need a team page, what are you going to do? You don't go in and take over and say, hey, I started a team page. Everybody put your people on my team page. If you already have strong leaders doing that, leave them alone, because what they're doing is working. And you don't want to go in and disrupt and add these people to one more thing that is a little bit more on their plate. Let those leaders have their team as it is, because like I said, it's a great process if they are growing and building and promoting. So a great thing for you to do is to start what's called an outside leg page. This would include everybody not in those strong legs. It may be 5 people, it may be 50, but this is a great time to connect with those people who maybe need a little extra help, who maybe need a little extra insight, who don't have a strong upline like those strong legs and really need somewhere to go. So that's a great time to start an outside leg page. It's a wonderful thing. And it's great for everyone. So really quick, bottom line team page facts, all right? You decide when you're ready for a team page, but before you decide, you must be fully committed and ready to take on the responsibility that comes with it. If you're not, don't do it. Post engaging, valuable items that will help your team grow their business and become more knowledgeable and invested. Make your page fun, exciting, and informational. Take a look at those on the page and assess their intentions. If you have a lot of people that are only in it for the discount, show them how they can earn enough to make their products. If you have a lot of people that want a business build, then really work on that. Work on the power of 3 and so forth. Figure out what most of your audience is. Of course, always cater to everyone, but put a stronger emphasis. If you have a large group of a specific kind, put a larger emphasis on that. Add new team members and make sure they don't feel overwhelmed, but make them comfortable and informed. If they're really, really weary of doing the business, when you add them, just add them to your team page until they feel comfortable, until they don't feel so overwhelmed. And then you can add them to your jewel or diamond upline, their page. And then you can, later on when they're gold or senior gold, you can add them into a couple more. There's no need to add them to 6 or 7 team pages and totally overwhelm them with info if they're not quite there and ready to go. Use your team page to build morale, team camaraderie, and build up your team members and yourself as a leader. Recognize those strong leaders on your team and be an example leader for your team so that they know that they can do as you do and not just as you say. Don't be a whack-a-mole leader. Don't try to pop up and take over if you haven't been involved the whole time. Don't just pop up in an event, at a meeting, and say, here's your team leader, everybody, when they've been working independently without you. You don't want to get that reputation. You want to be, if you are in that spot, just sit back a little while and be an encourager and a motivator. You don't have to come in acting as the team leader if you have not been. Come in and be support system for them. So if you don't have a team page and are considering starting one, make sure that you're already doing all of your IPA each and every day and you have extra time before you add something else to your plate. Check with your upline for advice and ideas and really get their feedback and their constructive criticism on whether or not they think you need a team page. So hopefully this will help you guys out, those of you that don't have a team page or those of you that have a team page and are maybe struggling a little bit. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye.